Today we are going to go over what you can do to make you the best disc golfer possible. We are Skin Valley Disc Golf. We are training every day to try to make disc golf our jobs. We are not professionals yet, but these are the steps we are taking to elevate our game and one day make it on tour. If any pros are watching this and want to share some tips that help them where they were coming up, drop a comment down below, would really help. And yeah, let's get into it. Is this you? Are you the disc golfer who goes in and out of slumps, who really wants to improve their game but doesn't know how? Then this is the video for you. We have split training up into three main categories: fieldwork, mental training, and exercising. Fieldwork for us includes putting practice, distance practice, and accuracy practice. Mental training is all about what you are thinking. During a shot, before a round, or after a blow-up hole, there are certain things you should be focusing on to improve your disc golf game. The last category is exercising, a neglected category if you want to get the most out of your body for disc golf. We will go over some potential exercises you can do to gain more power and stability with your throws, as well as some stretches so you can recover properly after a long day of disc golf. Along the way, we will lay out an example training plan that you can follow or adjust to your own liking. Okay, let's get started with some fieldwork that you can do. The most productive fieldwork for most people is going to be practice putting. If you want to train like a pro, you should be putting every day that you can. It is better to putt for 30 minutes every day than an hour every other day. The goal of practicing putting is to achieve a smooth, consistent stroke that will not fail you in tournaments. That's why we suggest to start practicing with the 80-20 rule. Spend 20% of your time focusing on mechanics and make sure the putter is coming out nice and smooth. The remaining 80% of your time should be spent just putting, getting reps in with that smooth stroke. Don't focus on a ton on your mechanics during this time. Once you find an ideal stroke that you are consistent at, you can start doing some drills to make putting more fun or to implement some pressure so you won't crumble during tournaments. I use the app Disc Golf Putt or DG Putt to track all my Circle 1 percentages. There are a ton of game modes on there, but the one that I use is the Storm Putt mode, which has you putt 6 putters starting at 16 feet, then going up in 3-foot intervals up to 33 feet. This mode tracks your percentages so you can compare your stats to the pros. If you are getting 80% or higher, then you're doing really good. Another app that I like to use is Perfect Putt 360. There is an old video on YouTube of Paul McBeth getting a perfect score on this mode, which is 360. Once you start trying this mode, you realize how insane this is. So you start by putting 10 putters starting from 10 feet up 5-foot intervals all the way to 30 feet. There are double the points on the last station and bonus points for making the first and last putts on each station. This app puts a lot of pressure on you to make certain putts. This is great for developing a smooth putt under pressure. Another question you might be asking is, how long should I practice putt for each day? We realize you don't have a ton of time to devote to training, so we recommend that you get at least 15 minutes of practice putting in each day.
A routine is a ritual you follow before every shot made out on the course. If you look at the pros, you'll find they go through the same steps for each shot. The basic premise of the routine is to clear your head, get into your game, and throw the shot as you want. During your routine, it's extremely important to be focused on the shot in front of you, rather than the outcome of the shot, or whatever 10-foot putt you just missed on the previous hole. Place yourself strictly in the present moment and visualize the shot you want to throw. A great example of this is James Conrad. You'll find he performs the same routine on every shot with lots of emphasis on visualization. Remember, every basketball player follows the same routine when shooting a foul shot. Every throw of the disc is like a free throw.
Okay, now let's move on to another part of fieldwork, which is form work. Improving your throwing technique is a great way to improve your power, allow you to reach longer holes, or to down tempo on shorter holes. Doing this allows you to lessen the strain on your body as you don't have to put in 100% effort on every shot. We think the first step to improving your form is to throw into a net. Throwing into a net allows you to focus fully on your form. If you don't have one, you can hang a sheet or a carpet up from a garage opening, and that works just as well. You should also get a cheap tripod. This way you can film and compare your form to the pros to see what you can improve. There are a ton of videos on YouTube explaining form tips, and throwing into a net allows you to implement changes without worrying where the shot goes. Once you have a form that you like, you should move on to the field. Still keep a tripod as you can continue to monitor your form to see if it works with some real throws. It is also important to select the right disc for throwing. If you are throwing anything less than 300 feet, then you should probably stick to an understable 9-speed. Once you are getting your throws to be consistent, you can start measuring your throws to see if you are throwing further. A rangefinder helps a ton with this, but you can also just use the measure throw feature on UDisc. Throwing for distance has really helped me with angle control off the tee. Learning angle control will increase your on-course distance because you will be able to hit the exact angle you need to get the most distance out of the flight of your disc. The nice thing about this system is that if you are feeling your timing slip, you can go back to the net to work out those kinks. It is also important to mention that you will not gain distance quickly. Gaining reliable power takes time. You will also have days when you are throwing like trash. With putting or throwing, remember the phrase, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Now that you have some tips for accuracy and distance, how long should you train them for? Well, we train distance for 1.5 to 2 hours a day. That can be a lot of strain on your body, so however much you are trained, it is super important to listen to your body and don't push beyond your capabilities. Along with the putting practice, we recommend that you spend 30 minutes every other day training accuracy or distance, alternating the two. In this case, it is better to train 30 minutes every other day than 15 minutes each day, because 15 minutes isn't really enough time to allow yourself to implement the form changes you are working on. Plus, it gives you a rest day so you can recover your body in between the field sessions.
When going out to the field, it's best to have some accuracy-based training and drills that will best simulate shots you will find out on the course. And remember, these drills are drills that we like to practice, but everyone is different. We hope at least this will give you guys some inspiration to get out there and practice your shot making. To start off, let's try out some short game practice. For this drill, you take turns picking spots 100 to 150 feet away and get 3 shots each to try and get up and down from that position. And up and down is throwing it from that spot and making the putt. 1 up and down equals 1 point. First to 15 wins. For the next drill, place your bag somewhere in a field to use as a target and start from a comfortable distance to throw your whole bag on one angle. Hyzer and hyzer or flat while trying to get as close to your target as possible. While performing this drill, try not to focus on your form but rather hitting your intended line. There are other drills for form and this is not one of them. And for every last few shots or so, go through your full routine and try to put yourself in a tournament situation. Do this for each angle once a day and you'll be throwing more accurate shots in no time. Between two golfers of equal physical skills, the player with a better game plan will almost always be the one to prevail. A proper game plan is one that will leave you with no doubt in your mind with what shot shape you want to execute or what disc you will throw on the hole, and to allow you to focus solely on executing a good shot. When putting together your game plan for a given round, we suggest looking for the most conservative path first. Once you have figured out the safest shots to throw on each hole and the safest targets to pick, then you can mix in a few more aggressive decisions if the opportunity presents itself. And remember, put yourself in situations that play to your strengths, and avoiding situations that expose your weaknesses. Remember, we play the best golf when we're most confident. Simply, don't throw shots that you aren't comfortable with, and find ways to hit shots that you love. Planning ahead for your day's golf is essential if you are to remove any shocks or surprises. By taking time to prepare your equipment, selecting gear, knowing course conditions, and knowledge of the course, you are more likely to shoot a lower score. Books in our life cannot be undermined, for they not only help in broadening our horizons, but also act as doorways to connecting us with the world around us. Books can be a great way to take a step back from the course and focus on your game from a different perspective. As disc golfers, there aren't many books about the sport of disc golf, but luckily for us, there are thousands of books on golf, or as we like to call it, ball golf. The lessons and strategies displayed in these books go hand in hand with our sport and can tremendously improve your game, allowing you to identify course habits that have a negative impact on your scores. Books that we will recommend would be Zen Golf by Dr. Joseph Parent, and of course, Golf is Not a Game of Perfect by Dr. Rob Rotella. When we're out on the course, we tend to be wrapped up in emotions and thoughts surrounding our game that usually aren't of helping nature. Don't throw it in the water, don't hit first available, how did I just 3-putt on the last hole? These thoughts are only harmful for our success. You need to be able to stay in the present moment and not be distracted by thoughts of outcome, establish composure and focus by having a clear image in mind of the shot you want to produce, trusting your swing and shot making ability, and most importantly, not being so hard on yourself when you make a mistake. Make a conscious decision before the start of the round to manage strong feelings like anger, excitement, and frustration. Remember, we play this sport for fun. You sign up and pay that money for tournaments for fun. regardless of your play. Why sabotage the experience by doing the opposite? The goal of stretching is to maintain symmetry throughout the body. When you move evenly on both sides, you work more efficiently and are better able to deal with the stress and strain that rounds tend to put on your body. We also become less prone to injuries due to increased flexibility and improved range of motion. When you stretch, your body naturally releases chemicals like endorphins, dopamine, and serotonin. These are the chemicals secreted from the brain which help to motivate us, fight off depression, and decrease anxiety, all of which are emotions we tend to experience out on the course. There are plenty of other benefits of stretching, but I think you get the picture. To start out, find a simple full body stretch video that best suits your needs and give it a try. Your body will thank you.
Another more advanced way of adding power to your throw is with plyometrics. Plyometric exercises use speed and force to build muscle power. Plyometrics are used greatly in sports like football and baseball, but are also very useful in disc golf. Some plyometric exercises that are beneficial to disc golfers would be anything that has to do with building rotational power. Resistance bands are great for this. There are also a ton of great videos on YouTube about building rotational power in your hips and your core for a variety of sports. You don't need to exercise or stretch every day to get stronger. Adding to our plan that we have already, you could use the rest days when you are not doing form work to do a quick 30-minute exercise and stretching routine. This brings the total disc golf training time to 45 minutes a day. If you already have time to play a round a day, you could instead play half a round and use the remaining time to train disc golf. This will improve your game a lot faster than finishing those 9 holes. If this is also just an example plan, it is just to show what a well-rounded plan could look like, so feel free to train whatever you desire and what fits into your schedule. The whole point is that you at least are training something and improving your game.
Hopefully we showed you some ways to train like a disc golf professional. If you're serious about becoming a professional disc golfer, take some time out of your day to train your body, mind, and your game overall. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below, and thank you for watching.